major players are NVIDIA, ABB, Fanuc, Fanuc. I don't know that company. Intuitive Surgical. I've heard of that one. And they offer high upside exposure to innovation. So, so far, these sectors are growing rapidly, but I don't think the stock price is really reflecting that growth. And also, it's one of these things where maybe if you have other companies within that space that you are interested in, you may want to also supplement that with some individual stocks. For example, NVIDIA has shot up like crazy, and there's a lot of argument to be made that NVIDIA will actually keep growing, even though it's far beyond the point where people thought, a lot of people thought NVIDIA was done when they had that big rise, a couple years ago. And I was one of those people that was a little bit nervous about owning any of those shares. I own them. I did not sell the shares I owned before 2 years ago, but I didn't buy a whole lot more. And honestly, I kind of wish I had. I mean, so this year I started buying more because Nvidia stock won't stop going up. So you see here, it's up 26% this year, just 3% this month. The last year, 35%, last 5 years, 1,290%. And so I mean, luckily, I think I bought Nvidia way back here when it was like 12. It was actually less than that. I think it was like $8 or something. And I just bought it just because our son just pointed it out and said that they make chips for the video games. But overall, Nvidia actually is expected to continue to grow. All right. So let's see here. When will Sunday end? Asked Kamita. I believe it ends if you go to allblacknationalconvention.com. The entire schedule is there, and I believe Sunday ends about 4 or 5 o'clock. And really, the conference ends when you decide it's going to end because once you're there and you meet people, I would encourage you just to, get to know folks and have business meetings. And remember, you're building your infrastructure. Part of your infrastructure is going to be people. So build that infrastructure, get to know people. I mean, these are super smart, super cool Black people, just, it's fully invested in the future of our community, very intelligent. You see professional. This ain't Invest Fest. I love Invest Fest, but that's got like a party atmosphere. There's a lot of like, girls walking around in tight skirts and 25-year-olds. The convention is more so for grown folks in terms of people that are movers and shakers in their fields. What's happened is there's Dr. George Fraser. There is really this massive untapped market of highly skilled professional Black people that nobody's paying attention to, right? Everybody, they're getting, political commentary from rappers and all kinds of, people or the biggest social media influencers aren't really that smart. But if you look at the quiet powerhouse that exists within the Black community, all the accountants and the teachers and the lawyers and the engineers and the parents and everything else, that's really where the true Black wealth lies. And so one of our big goals is not to just mobilize and empower these people that I consider all of you that I consider to be the true leaders of our community. It's also to connect you